Hi, welcome. I'm Jane. Welcome to Over the Hill Yoga. I am so glad you're here. Today we are going to go through the warriors. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Warrior 3. So let's take a seat and find our breath, right? Maybe do a little bit of movement before we get going. So come on, sit down. Get your shoulders up and back. Take a couple breaths. We'll do an easy twist. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and rotate open. And then we're going to switch sides. Nice. And then we're going to do a little cat-cow. So come to table pose. And cat-cow is just when we get into movement in the spine, in the pelvis. So you're going to inhale, reach the sit bones up, stretch the belly long, exhale round. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Yes. And then just come to down dog. So this is going to be fun. We're going to start out first with Warrior 1, which makes sense. Come on forward to plank. Make sure you have your position squared away, and then send the hips back up to down dog. One more time, come forward to plank. Send the hips up and back. So the first thing we're going to do is set up for a high lunge. So bring your right foot forward next to the right fingertips. And the back foot is just going to be up on the heel, right? So take a look at some things. We want to make sure that the feet are hip distance apart and that our hips are facing forward, right? So just come on up. Nice. High lunge, crescent lunge. And our hips are forward. Theoretically, they're going to stay that way, but they won't, right? So when we're coming into Warrior 1, we keep the same foot distance, but we're just going to plant the back foot down. Our hips in Warrior 1 are closed, and when your hips are closed, you're going to want the heel to be aligned with your back heel, right? That's kind of a gauge. So we come on up, and theoretically our hips are in the same place they were with our high lunge, which is really hard to do. So I'll come up here, and then I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. Use your core only to rotate your torso so it faces forward, and then reach the fingertips up to the sky. So we want that back inner thigh reaching back, the front shin coming forward, and the core stabilizing our torso. So we'll take a couple breaths here. And breathe. And so if this is uncomfortable on your heel, this can be uncomfortable, especially if you deal with like plantar fasciitis, in which case don't do that. Just come up back to the high lunge. But this is our Warrior 1. Nice. We're going to come on down, step back to down dog. If you want a vinyasa, come forward, lower down, open your heart, and come back. Next side. Reach the left foot up and back, and bring the left foot forward next to the left fingertips. So the feet are hip distance apart. Come on up to the high lunge first. And this is just for reference, right? Hips are square. Legs are hip distance apart. And then plant the back foot. Inhale, rise up. And see what you got, right? This is what I got. So I'm going to use my core, and I'm going to try to square my torso towards the front, reach the arms up, and take a breath. So really reaching that back, inner thigh back, reaching that front shin forward, and breathing. Finding the pinky edge of that back foot. We'll do that on another option. Nice. So come on down, curl the back toes under, and step back. Forward to plank, lower down. Open your heart and press up to back to down dog. So we're going to do it again on each side. Reach the right foot up and back, and bring the right foot forward. Plant the back foot, And inhale, rise up, warrior one. This time, just straighten the front leg. I want you to find the pinky edge of that back foot and keep it grounded, right? You could lift that inner arch and then bend back into the front knee. Use your core to square your torso. Reach the arms up. Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Take an extra breath here. Nice. Hands down, step back. Vinyasa or not. You can always take a breath in child's pose. Nice. Reaching the left foot up and back. You're going to bring the left foot forward, plant the back foot. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Stretch that front leg straight and find your back leg. Find the pinky edge of the back foot. Lift the inner arch. Try to keep that foot grounded and then bend into the front knee. And then we got to square the torso, so use your core. Reach the arms up and breathe. Feel really strong in the foundation of the pose. Nice, you're going to bring your hands down. And this time, let's step forward to a fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Ground down to rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, that's warrior one. Now we're going to do warrior two. So warrior two, instead of having our hips closed, they're opened. And we'll see what that means. So we're going to start with a wide stance. And you want it to be, like if you reach your arms out and flip up your wrists, wherever the break in your wrist is where you want your ankles to be, right? So it's wide enough, but not so wide that you feel you're going to collapse in. Then pivot the right foot to face the front of the mat. Kick the back heel out a little bit. I want you to notice that the heel, in this case, in the open hip poses, the heel is lined up with the arch of the back foot. So there's a little bit different footing. You're going to bend into the front knee, and then you're going to reach your arms out, right? So what typically happens in warrior two is something like this. We want from the waist up to look like we are standing. So it's nice. Take your hands, clasp them, reach up, get your torso square, and notice like what accommodations you have to do to get there. And then we want to take this inner thigh back and reach the arms out. Warrior two. And warrior two is a really good kind of starting point. If you bring your front forearm forward and reach your top arm over, you've got a nice side angle. Keep the base exactly as it is. Rise back up, and you can reverse your warrior. So it's a really, really nice pose, and it feels good. You want both feet, just like we did on the other side. Let's just stretch this front leg straight. Find the back foot, the pinky edge of the back foot, and then bend again into the front knee. Nice. Stretch that front leg straight, pivot the foot, and let's switch sides. So we're kicking the left foot out and the right foot, and you're going to bend into this knee, the front knee, right? And then we got to get our torso squared away. So we're going to reach it up and find our warrior two. Bring your front forearm forward, find your side angle. And then come on back through center. Reverse your warrior. Nice. Come on back to center, straighten the front leg, and pivot the feet. So that was warrior two. And now we're going to go on to warrior three. And warrior three is like a high lunge, but it's balancing on one leg. And it's really, really good for strengthening your legs and checking in with your balance, right? So if we were to just stand here, nice and tall in Tadasana, and take one foot back, and then, hinge forward, that would be our warrior three. You're going to have a little bit better balance than that. So it's the same thing, right? Warrior three. But you'll notice sometimes I want to come in like this, so we've got to try to avoid that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into it slowly. Bring your hands to your heart. Help yourself get a little bit of lift in the chest. Take the right foot back, just a little bit. Reach it back, and then you're going to lift it up, and you're just going to hinge forward. Keep a soft knee right? And we want this outer hip dropping down. This is such a brutal pose. Anyway, take a couple breaths here. Know you're building strength. And come on up. There was so much action going on in my standing leg trying to keep me balanced, and that's all good, right? That's all good. So we'll do the other side. So having faith, right? Reaching back, drawing in, and just hinging forward. The more you reach back and extend forward, the lighter the pose will be. Keep soft in the joints. And have a sense of humor. Okay, come on up. Whew, that's Warrior 3. And Warrior 3 can be really fun. You can do it with your arms reaching forward if you're looking for a challenge, or you can take the arms back. And sometimes you can tip over into like a standing split. So we'll do that on the next one, and something called tumbling tree. So we're gonna reach the right leg back. And this one involves a little bit more of a bend in the front leg. Bring your pivot forward. So we're here. And then you can bend this front knee and come even forward more. Bring your hands down and extend that back leg up. And then lower the foot down. Come on up. Other side. So this is all just bonus, right? So you're gonna reach back, hands to your heart, come to Warrior 3. Hips square, bend the knee, maybe hinge forward a little bit more. And then bring your hands down, get a little bit more of an opening. And then bring your foot down to the ground. Inhale, rise up, halfway monkey. Exhale, fold. Ground down to rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So that is our warriors, 1, 2, and 3. Very, very fun. We're gonna move through one quick vinyasa where we'll do them all, and then we'll be done. Reach your fingertips up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, and we'll just come to down dog. Reach the right leg up and back, and bring it forward next to the right fingertips. Plant your back foot, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. To get our feet in the right position, we're gonna pivot that front foot forward and open up Warrior 2. Nice. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your back foot forward and hinge forward for Warrior 3. Bring your hands down, reach up, and then step back to down dog, and we'll do the other side. The standing splits is really just unnecessary flair. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Reach the left leg up and back. Bring it forward, plant the back foot, inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A, Warrior 1. Take your front foot, bring it into the center, open up Warrior 2. And come back to a squared hip, forward facing. Pivot, bring the back foot forward, and then hinge, just pivot forward, Warrior 3. You can bring your hands down, reach a little bit up, and bring your foot down to a forward fold. Tic-tac your feet wide. Make your way down into a squat. And take a couple breaths here. And find your way down onto your back. Take your feet wide and just let the knees go left and right to release any strain in the back. And then find a resting pose that suits you. Allow every inhale to bring in space, and every exhale to release. Keep the jaw loose, the toes relaxed. And then continuing to stay in that resting pose for as long as you have, or gently making your way to a seated position. Taking a moment to close the practice by bringing your hands to your heart, bowing your head. Om Shanti, peace. Namaste.